Welcome to another drummusic.tv drum lesson. In this drum lesson, I'm going to be teaching the song Everlong by Foo Fighters. This first part of the lesson is going to cover the intro to the song and the pre-verses, so make sure that you have the sheet music in front of you so that you can follow along. Take a look at measure 1. Measure 1 has a big bar on it with a 7 above. That actually means it's a 7 measure rest. If it had an 8 above it, you'd rest for 8 measures. If it had a 9, 9 measures, and so on. So on to measure 8. Measure 8 has 16th notes on the hi-hat with an accent on 2 and 4. In this notation, when you see that X on the space above that last line, it represents the hi-hat. And you count the 16th notes just as a review. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Now being right-handed, I like to start those with the right hand, which means every accent is going to fall on the right hand too. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Now take a look at measure 9. This may be a review for some of you, but I'm teaching this to a lot of people. I want to make sure that everybody knows what this symbol means. Measure 9 has it almost looks like a percent sign or a slanted divided by sign. That's a 1 measure repeat, and that means to repeat whatever you just played. Now you're going to see that 3 times in a row, so you're actually going to repeat it 3 times. Take a look at measure 11. That is the last measure on the line that we're just playing now. Measure 11 has a 4 with parentheses around it, and that 4 just indicates that it's the 4th time that we played that rhythm, or the 4th time we repeated. Actually, it's the 3rd repeat, but it's the 4th time we played the rhythm. And you'll see that a lot in notation just to help you keep track of where you are. A lot of times you might have 8 repeats or even 12 repeats. And a simple way to count that, if you ever do see that and want a simple way to count it, is to replace the number 1 with the actual number of the measure you're on. For example, if I'm starting at measure 8, I could go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Now this time I'm going to say 2 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 3 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and 4 E and a 2 E, 3 E and a 4 E and a. Now with only repeating 4 measures, you're probably not going to need to do that, but it's a good technique to know in the future in case you do see any multiple repeats like that you're going to have to be able to keep track of. Now that's a simple rhythm on measure 8. What makes it difficult is that this song is played at 158 beats per minute. And at 158 beats per minute, you're going to be playing pretty quickly. So I'm going to show you a couple techniques to improve your speed so that you are able to hit those hi-hats at that speed. The first technique, I don't know that it's a technique, but the first thing you want to make sure you do is to stay relaxed when you're playing that. Don't tense up. If you sense yourself tensing up to try to play it that quickly, try to relax. Take some deep breaths, relax your muscles, because you're going to be able to go faster that way. The second technique or thing you want to make sure that you're doing, and in this case it's actually not doing, you don't want to use your whole arms. If you're using your whole arms, that takes up a lot of energy and it requires a lot more work in order to hit the hi-hat. And that's going to slow you down. You want to make sure that you are using your wrists and also using your fingers a lot to get that dribble. It's definitely going to take some practice to build that endurance to be able to do it throughout the whole song. It continues like that, but it's an excellent exercise to improve your single stroke roll, because that's what it is. I'm going to play that real quickly at tempo just to show you what it's going to sound like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving on to measure 12, it builds the song by adding the bass drum on 2 and 4 rather than just an accent on the hi-hat. Now you've got a bass. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Now on measure 14, you're going to have a small fill on the and of 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a. And that leads into the crash. 4 E and a 1. Now notice once you get to measure 12, there's actually only 3 measures of this beat, which is kind of neat because the listener usually expects to hear a 4th. They're so used to it. And when you stop on the 3rd and go into the pre-verse or measure 15 there, it's a really interesting songwriting. On to pre-verse number 1, starting at measure 15, we've got a crash. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E, 3 and 4 E and a. Look over to the last thing written on that line of the pre-verse. You're going to see something that looks similar to the one measure repeat that you saw in the previous lines, except it has a 2 above it, and instead of 1 slash, there's 2 slashes. That is a 2 measure repeat. Whenever you see that, you're going to repeat the previous 2 measures. Now this one in particular says no crash above it, or next to it actually. No crash in parentheses, and that means that you are not going to crash on 1, because if you did repeat the 2 measures as they're written, there is a crash on 1, but there's no crash. I'm going to play this beat, measures 15 to 18 slowly for you. 1 and the 3 and the 3 and the 4 and the. Repeat, no crash. Measures 19 to 21 are similar, and you've got a fill at the end. I'm going to play those. 1 and the 3 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a look real quickly at measure 21. I want to show you the sticking on that. You've got 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4. That snare drum, the first snare drum is hit just the same with the right stick. 4E, left hand, right, left. 4E and the. And it helps just to think 4E and the. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. All of the pre-verses in the song are exactly the same. So once you learn this one, you know them all. I'm going to play measures 8 all the way to measure 21 for you at regular tempo.